Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today, I have a special treat for you. 10 ghost stories that involve meeting ghosts or supernatural beings from Tinder. Yes, you heard that right, Tinder, the popular dating app that is supposed to help you find love, or at least a hookup. But what if instead of a date, you end up with a date with the paranormal? What if your match turns out to be a ghost, a demon, a vampire, or something else that goes bump in the night? Well, that's exactly what happened to these 10 unlucky people who shared their terrifying Tinder horror stories with me. These stories are not for the faint of heart, so if you are easily scared, you might want to skip this video. But if you are brave enough, grab some popcorn, turn off the lights, and get ready for some spine-chilling tales of Tinder gone wrong. Let's begin. Emily was a modern woman with a penchant for vintage aesthetics. She loved everything from classic movies to old-fashioned clothing, so it was no surprise when a mysterious profile on Tinder caught her eye. The profile picture featured a dapper gentleman in a vintage suit, complete with a bow tie and a pocket watch. Intrigued, Emily swiped right, and to her delight, there was an almost immediate match. The conversation flowed effortlessly as they bonded over shared interests in old music and black-and-white films. The mysterious gentleman, named Theodore, had a charming way with words that drew Emily in. As their conversations deepened, Theodore suggested they meet in person. Despite the usual hesitation that came with online dating, Emily found herself captivated by the idea of a rendezvous with someone who seemed to embody the elegance of a bygone era. The agreed-upon location was an old jazz club that still retained its vintage charm. Excitement mingled with nervousness as Emily donned her favorite vintage dress for the occasion. She arrived at the dimly lit club, the air thick with nostalgia, only to find that Theodore was nowhere to be seen. Confused and a bit disheartened, Emily checked her phone for messages. There were none. Feeling a sense of desperation, she decided to call the number associated with Theodore's profile. The phone rang, and to her surprise, a voice answered on the other end. "Hello?" said the voice, crackling with an otherworldly quality. Hi, is this Theodore?" Emily asked tentatively. The voice let out a soft chuckle. "No, dear, Theodore left this world many decades ago." Emily's heart skipped a beat. "What? But we were supposed to meet tonight. He led you here for a reason, Emily," the voice continued. "I'm his granddaughter, Eliza. He wanted someone to uncover the mystery he left behind." Suddenly, the atmosphere around Emily seemed to shift. Shadows played tricks on the walls, and the distant hum of jazz became almost ethereal. Eliza explained that Theodore had passed away in the 1950s and had left behind a series of unsolved puzzles and clues. He had hoped that someone with a keen mind, like Emily, would come along and uncover the truth. Intrigued and somewhat unnerved, Emily decided to delve into the mystery. The clues led her to forgotten corners of the city, where she uncovered Theodore's passion for jazz and his unfulfilled dreams. Along the way, she encountered people who had known him in his youth, sharing stories of his charisma and love for life. As Emily pieced together the puzzle, she felt a connection to Theodore that transcended the boundaries of time. She began to sense his presence, guiding her towards the final revelation. The journey took her to an old record store, where a dusty vinyl revealed a hidden compartment containing a letter written by Theodore himself. In the letter, Theodore expressed his gratitude to Emily for bringing his story to light. He explained that he had been a musician with dreams of making it big, but life had taken an unexpected turn. The letter ended with a heartfelt farewell, and as Emily finished reading, she felt a warm, comforting presence around her. Eliza, who had been silently accompanying Emily on this journey, smiled. "Thank you," she said. "You've given my grandfather the closure he needed." With that, Theodore's presence faded away, leaving Emily alone in the dimly lit record store. As she emerged into the night, the city felt different. The jazz played softly in the distance, a tribute to a musician whose spirit had finally found peace, thanks to a connection forged across the realms of the living and the dead. Thomas, a skeptic in matters of the supernatural, found himself entangled in an inexplicable tale of love and the beyond. It all began one lonely night when he swiped right on a profile that seemed to defy time itself. The photo featured a woman named Victoria, her gaze piercing through the sepia tones, capturing an era long past. To his surprise, Victoria responded promptly, her messages carrying an air of elegance and charm. As they conversed, Thomas discovered that Victoria claimed a connection to the 19th century. Skeptical yet intrigued, he agreed to meet her in a quiet park, surrounded by ancient oak trees that whispered tales of centuries gone by. Their first encounter was enchanting. Victoria appeared in a flowing, vintage gown, her presence carrying an otherworldly grace. The conversation flowed effortlessly as they strolled through the moonlit park, sharing stories and laughter. Despite her timeless charm, Thomas couldn't help but notice peculiarities. Victoria never ate or touched anything around her. As their unconventional courtship continued, Thomas couldn't shake the feeling that Victoria was more than she appeared. He delved into the history of the town, seeking clues about a woman matching Victoria's description from the distant past. To his surprise, he stumbled upon a century-old photograph in the local archives, depicting a young woman bearing an uncanny resemblance to his ethereal companion. Determined to unravel the mystery, Thomas confronted Victoria with his findings. Her gaze deepened, and she confessed the truth. She was indeed the woman from the photograph, and she had died tragically in the late 1800s. Bound by a deep longing for connection, her spirit lingered, seeking solace in the company of the living. As Thomas grappled with the revelation, Victoria pleaded for understanding. She described the pain of being trapped between worlds, unable to experience the simple joys of life. Her love for him, however, had become a bridge between the realms, offering her a taste of the warmth and companionship she craved. Their relationship deepened as Thomas, torn between skepticism and genuine affection, embraced the surreal nature of their connection. He took Victoria to places she had only heard of, bustling cities, vibrant cafes, and serene beaches. Each experience, though intangible to her, brought a flicker of joy to her spectral existence. One fateful day, as they wandered through the park that had become their sanctuary, Victoria's form began to shimmer. Panic set in as she whispered tearful goodbyes. In an instant, she vanished, leaving Thomas alone with only the echo of her departure. Heartbroken and confused, Thomas sought answers from mediums and paranormal experts. Through a seance, he connected with Victoria's spirit one last time. She appeared in a burst of ethereal light, holding a small, century-old photograph. In a soft, melancholic voice, Victoria explained that her time with Thomas had granted her the closure she desperately needed. The photograph, she revealed, was a snapshot of the life she could never fully live. With a bittersweet smile, she thanked him for the moments of joy and love he had shared with her. As the seance ended, Thomas sat alone in the quiet room, holding the aged photograph. Though Victoria had vanished from his sight, her presence lingered in his heart. The tale of their ephemeral love became a whispered legend in the town, a story of a skeptic who, against all odds, found a connection that transcended the boundaries of life and death. Sarah, an avid hiker with an adventurous spirit, found herself intrigued by the mysterious profile of James on Tinder. His photo depicted a rugged man with a mischievous smile, and his bio hinted at a love for exploring abandoned places. Intrigued by the prospect of a unique adventure, Sarah swiped right, and to her delight, they matched. Their conversations were filled with shared tales of exploration and a mutual love for the unknown. James suggested a hike to an abandoned village nestled deep within the woods. Eager for a thrill, Sarah agreed, and they set a date for their unusual rendezvous. The day arrived, and Sarah met James at the trailhead, their excitement palpable. As they ventured into the dense forest, James shared stories of the village's history, tales of a once thriving community that had mysteriously vanished without a trace. The air was thick with anticipation as they approached the eerie remnants of the village. The dilapidated houses and overgrown pathways added an unsettling ambience to their surroundings. Yet, with James by her side, Sarah felt an unusual sense of comfort. The hours passed as they explored each decaying building, captivated by the lingering echoes of a forgotten time. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the deserted village, Sarah noticed James becoming increasingly distant. She called out to him, but there was no response. Panic set in as she frantically searched the abandoned streets, her voice echoing in the empty air. Just when fear threatened to consume her, she heard James's voice, faint yet reassuring. He spoke of a deep connection to the village, revealing that he was a spirit tied to its history. In life, he had been an adventurer, drawn to explore the unknown. In death, he found himself bound to the very place he had sought to uncover. As Sarah grappled with the surreal revelation, James explained that he had chosen to share the hidden stories of the village with her. His spectral form reappeared, a shimmering silhouette against the moonlit ruins. With an air of melancholy, he expressed the solace he found in her company, a respite from the loneliness that plagued him in the afterlife. Over time, Sarah and James developed an unusual bond that bridged the gap between the living and the dead. Together, they explored the abandoned village, unearthing forgotten tales and unraveling the mysteries that had haunted the place for generations. The villagers' stories, once silenced by time, echoed through the night as Sarah and James became conduits between two worlds. Their adventures, a blend of the supernatural and the earthly, drew the attention of locals who spoke of strange occurrences in the haunted village. Rumors of ghostly figures and ethereal voices circulated, weaving a tapestry of legends around the duo's exploits. Despite the spectral nature of their connection, Sarah found comfort in James's company. The haunted hike had evolved into a journey of discovery, not only for the abandoned village but also for the two souls intricately linked across the realms of the living and the dead. As the seasons changed and the village became a part of their shared history, Sarah felt a profound gratitude for the unique bond she had formed with James. He, in turn, found a semblance of peace in the fleeting moments he spent with her, breaking the shackles of isolation that bound him to the abandoned village. In the end, as the moon cast its gentle glow on the forsaken landscape, James whispered his gratitude, his voice carrying a mix of longing and contentment. Sarah, standing amidst the remnants of a forgotten past, understood that some connections transcended the boundaries of mortality, leaving an indelible mark on the tapestry of both the living and the dead. Alex, a compassionate and open-minded soul, stumbled upon a profile unlike any other on Tinder. Rachel's photo radiated a quiet melancholy, her eyes telling tales of a past filled with unresolved emotions. Intrigued by the enigmatic aura surrounding her, Alex swiped right, and to his surprise, they matched. Their initial conversations were cryptic yet filled with an unspoken understanding. Rachel, it seemed, had a story that transcended the ordinary. She explained, in carefully chosen words, that she was a spirit seeking closure for the unfinished business that bound her to the earthly realm. Intrigued and empathetic, Alex agreed to help her find the peace she sought. Their first encounter was at an abandoned mansion, a place that held significance in Rachel's past. As they explored its crumbling halls and hidden chambers, Rachel recounted memories of a tragic love story that had unfolded within those walls. The pain in her voice resonated with Alex, sparking a commitment to assist her in resolving the lingering issues that tethered her spirit to the mortal world. Their journey took them to various locations tied to Rachel's past, a forgotten park where promises were made, an old bookstore that once held shared secrets, and a deserted pier where dreams had unraveled. With each visit, Alex listened, supported, and encouraged Rachel to confront the emotions that lingered like shadows. As Rachel revisited the scenes of her life, she began to unravel the threads of her unfinished business. Alex became not just a companion but a confidant, aiding her in confronting the pain that had kept her spirit bound to the realm of the living. Yet, with each resolution, Rachel's ethereal form seemed to wane, as if the weight of her past was intricately linked to her spectral presence. One day, as they stood on a cliff overlooking the ocean, Rachel turned to Alex with a serene smile. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice carrying a mixture of gratitude and acceptance. In that moment, Alex realized that Rachel had found the closure she sought. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow on the sea, Rachel's form began to dissolve into the fading light. A sense of bittersweet peace washed over Alex as he watched Rachel fade away. The weight of her past, once etched in the fabric of her ghostly presence, lifted, leaving behind a profound stillness. The world, now devoid of her spectral companionship, felt both emptier and richer for having known her. In the aftermath, Alex discovered an old diary Rachel had left behind, a collection of letters and confessions never shared in life. Through its pages, he learned the depth of her love, the pain of betrayal, and the scars left by circumstances beyond her control. The diary became a poignant testament to the complexities of human emotions, and Alex found himself drawn into the narrative of a life that had lingered in the shadows. As he closed the diary, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that, in helping Rachel find peace, he had become a custodian of her untold story. The bittersweet memory of their time together lingered, a reminder that some connections, even those forged with the departed, could leave an indelible mark on the hearts of the living. And so, with a newfound appreciation for the intricacies of human connection, Alex carried Rachel's story with him, a tale of love, loss, and the transformative power of closure. In the quiet moments of reflection, he would remember her, a ghost who had sought solace in his company, leaving behind not just a fading presence but an enduring legacy of healing and understanding. Mark, a curious and open-minded individual, found himself on a journey of self-discovery after swiping right on a profile that seemed to defy the boundaries of the living. Olivia's photo, captured in an ethereal glow, hinted at a life lived long ago. Intrigued by the mystery, Mark matched with her, unaware that their connection would lead to a profound spiritual awakening. Their initial conversations were filled with cryptic messages, and Olivia revealed her unique existence as a spirit seeking to experience the world through the eyes of the living. Despite the surreal nature of their interaction, Mark felt a strange connection, and a sense of purpose emerged as he agreed to help Olivia on her quest for a deeper understanding of life. Their first encounter took them to the bustling streets of a vibrant city. Olivia, though unseen by others, absorbed the energy of the surroundings, relishing the sensory experiences through Mark's eyes. As they navigated the urban landscape, Olivia expressed a deep appreciation for the sights, sounds, and even the mundane moments that often went unnoticed by the living. Mark, initially skeptical, began to see the world with fresh eyes through Olivia's perspective. He marveled at the beauty of a sunrise, found joy in the laughter of strangers, and discovered a newfound gratitude for the simple pleasures of life. Their journey unfolded like a montage of moments, each one offering a lesson in mindfulness and the art of cherishing every fleeting second. Their travels took them to diverse landscapes, from serene natural wonders to bustling marketplaces, and with each new experience, Mark felt a shift within himself. Olivia, though unseen, became a guide to the intricacies of existence, a silent companion who reveled in the shared exploration of the world. Yet, as the journey progressed, Olivia's presence began to wane. She spoke less of her desire to experience life and more of a growing sense of fulfillment. Mark, perplexed by the transformation, questioned the purpose of their connection. Olivia, with a serene smile, revealed a twist in the tale. It turned out that Olivia was not just a spirit seeking experiences, she was a guide from the afterlife sent to help Mark on his own spiritual journey. The lessons she imparted were not just for her own understanding but were designed to awaken a deeper awareness within Mark. In a pivotal moment, Olivia shared the revelation that Mark was on the brink of a significant spiritual awakening, a journey towards self-realization and enlightenment. The experiences they shared were not just for Olivia's benefit but were a catalyst for Mark's personal growth. As Olivia gradually faded from Mark's view, he found himself standing at the threshold of a newfound understanding. The world, once seen through Olivia's ethereal lens, now revealed itself as a tapestry of interconnected moments, each holding the potential for enlightenment and self-discovery. In the wake of Olivia's departure, Mark felt a profound sense of gratitude for the unique connection they had shared. The lessons learned, the moments cherished, and the spiritual awakening that unfolded became the foundation for a transformed perspective on life. Mark, now attuned to the subtleties of existence, continued his journey with a renewed sense of purpose. The ghostly encounter that had started as a mysterious connection on a dating app had become a catalyst for a spiritual awakening that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead. Jenny, a skeptical yet curious individual, found herself intrigued by the mysterious profile of Daniel on a dating app. His photo, though slightly blurred, had an enigmatic quality that drew her in. The conversations that followed were unlike any she had experienced before. Daniel claimed to be a spirit trapped between realms, seeking connection and understanding from the living. At first, Jenny dismissed his claims as elaborate storytelling or a unique role-playing approach to online dating. However, as their conversations delved deeper, Daniel began revealing cryptic messages about the afterlife, the veil between worlds, and the untold mysteries that bridged the living and the dead. Intrigued by the intrigue, Jenny found herself both captivated and terrified by the unfolding narrative. One evening, as they conversed about the nature of time and existence, Daniel shared a message that sent shivers down Jenny's spine. He spoke of a family secret, an untold story of supernatural encounters that had haunted her ancestors for generations. The details Daniel provided were eerily accurate, aligning with hidden tales whispered through the family lineage. Terrified yet compelled to uncover the truth, Jenny pressed Daniel for more information. He spoke of a curse that had intertwined their family's fates, a curse that could only be broken through a specific ritual passed down through generations. Skepticism battled with fear as Jenny hesitated to believe the revelations, yet a nagging sense of curiosity pushed her to investigate further. Intrigued by the eerie accuracy of Daniel's messages, Jenny delved into her family's history, seeking out long-forgotten records and hidden artifacts. To her astonishment, she discovered that the cryptic tales shared by Daniel mirrored events that had been carefully concealed from the prying eyes of the living. The family's untold stories spoke of spectral encounters, apparitions that appeared in times of crisis, and a series of unexplained events that hinted at a connection to the supernatural. The ritual Daniel described, once thought to be mere folklore, became a beacon of hope and fear for Jenny, a potential key to unlocking the mysteries that had plagued her family for generations. Driven by a mix of trepidation and determination, Jenny decided to perform the ritual. With each step, the air crackled with an otherworldly energy. As the final incantation left her lips, a profound stillness settled over the room. In that moment, the veil between worlds seemed to ripple, and a ghostly figure materialized before her. It was Daniel, no longer confined to the cryptic messages on a dating app but a spectral presence standing in her living room. He spoke with a mix of gratitude and relief, revealing that the ritual had not only freed him but also alleviated the curse that bound their families. The untold stories, once shrouded in secrecy, had been unraveled through the unlikely connection forged in the digital realm. As Daniel faded away, a sense of closure enveloped Jenny. The family secrets that had haunted her lineage were now exposed, and the supernatural encounters that once terrorized her ancestors seemed to dissipate. The cryptic chat that began with skepticism had led to a revelation that bridged the gap between the living and the dead, rewriting the narrative of Jenny's family history. In the aftermath of this surreal experience, Jenny couldn't help but wonder about the thin veil that separated the tangible and the unseen. The cryptic chat, initially a source of fear and uncertainty, had become a catalyst for unveiling the hidden stories that shaped her family's destiny. As she reflected on the unexpected connection with Daniel, Jenny felt a newfound appreciation for the mysteries that linger in the shadows, waiting to be unearthed by those daring enough to explore the unknown. Emma, a young woman navigating the complexities of adult life, found herself on a journey that transcended the ordinary when she swiped right on Michael's profile. The photo captured a familiar grin, a face she hadn't seen in years. Unbeknownst to her, Michael was her childhood friend who had passed away tragically, and their digital connection would become the catalyst for a supernatural reunion. Their conversations began innocently, filled with nostalgia and shared memories of a carefree childhood. Michael's messages, however, carried a protective warmth, as if he were watching over Emma from somewhere beyond the digital realm. Unaware of the truth, Emma found solace in the familiar connection, a respite from the challenges of adulthood. As their bond deepened, strange occurrences unfolded around Emma, minor accidents narrowly averted, a sudden gust of wind that seemed to guide her away from danger, and an inexplicable sense of comfort during moments of distress. Puzzled yet comforted by these occurrences, Emma shared her experiences with Michael, unknowingly confiding in the spirit of her childhood friend. One evening, as they exchanged stories of their lives, Michael revealed the truth. He was no longer among the living but had chosen to stay by Emma's side as a guardian spirit. Shock and disbelief washed over her as Michael recounted the details of his untimely death, an event that had left a void in her heart. Despite the supernatural revelation, Emma felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude for Michael's protective presence. Together, they navigated the challenges of life, with Michael guiding Emma through both the mundane and the extraordinary. As a guardian spirit, he shielded her from unseen dangers, offered advice during moments of indecision, and provided a comforting presence during times of loneliness. Their connection, now spanning the realms of the living and the dead, deepened into a profound friendship that defied the boundaries of mortality. Emma, once hesitant to accept the reality of Michael's spiritual existence, found herself cherishing the unique bond that had transcended the constraints of the physical world. Yet, as they faced both the joys and tribulations of life together, a twist in the tale revealed itself. Michael's guardian spirit status was not an indefinite arrangement. He explained that, in helping Emma navigate life's challenges, he was gradually finding closure for his own lingering regrets. The realization that their time together was limited added a bittersweet layer to their connection. Emma, torn between gratitude for Michael's guidance and the looming inevitability of his departure, embarked on a quest to help him find the closure he sought. Together, they revisited the scenes of their childhood, retracing the steps of their shared memories. As Michael confronted the lingering regrets that tied him to the earthly realm, a subtle transformation occurred. The ethereal glow that surrounded him intensified, and a serene expression settled on his face. In a quiet moment on the shores of the lake where they had spent countless summer afternoons, Michael revealed that he had found peace. The guardian spirit who had watched over Emma from beyond had fulfilled his purpose, and with a final, heartfelt farewell, he vanished into the ether. Emma, standing alone on the familiar lakeside, felt a mix of sorrow and gratitude. The ghostly guardian who had protected her, guided her, and rekindled the spark of their childhood friendship had now become a memory, a guardian spirit who had found closure in their shared journey. As Emma carried the lessons learned from her supernatural reunion, she found solace in the belief that Michael's presence, though no longer tangible, would forever linger in the cherished memories of their enduring friendship. The ghostly guardian had fulfilled his role, leaving behind a legacy of love, protection, and a bond that transcended the boundaries of life and death. Chris, a history enthusiast with a fascination for the supernatural, found himself drawn into a love story that defied the constraints of time. It all began when he swiped right on Maria's profile, a vintage photograph capturing the beauty of a woman from the 19th century. Little did he know that this digital connection would lead to a spectral romance that echoed the tragedies of the past. Their conversations began with playful banter and evolved into deep discussions about life, love, and the mysteries that linger in the corridors of time. Maria's messages carried a timeless elegance, her words painting vivid images of a bygone era. As their connection deepened, Chris felt an inexplicable longing for a love that transcended the boundaries of the present. One fateful day, as they explored the historic district of the city together, Chris noticed a peculiar shift in the atmosphere. The air seemed to shimmer with an ethereal glow, and Maria's form, once confined to digital messages, materialized before him. A spectral figure dressed in the attire of the 19th century stood beside him, a testament to the surreal nature of their connection. Undeterred by the supernatural twist, Chris and Maria embraced the spectral romance that unfolded. They strolled through historic streets hand in hand, their laughter mingling with the echoes of the past. As their bond deepened, Chris couldn't shake the feeling that Maria's presence was more than a digital manifestation. She was a ghost from the 19th century, a spirit drawn to him across the vast expanse of time. Their love flourished in the quiet moments when the modern world faded away, leaving only the whispers of an era long gone. Yet, as their connection intensified, so did the mystery surrounding Maria's existence. Chris, fueled by a relentless curiosity, delved into the annals of history to uncover the truth behind his spectral companion. In a dusty archive, hidden beneath forgotten pages of an old journal, Chris stumbled upon a revelation that sent shivers down his spine. The journal detailed the tragic love story of Maria, a woman from the 19th century, whose heart had been shattered by circumstances beyond her control. The narrative mirrored their own spectral romance, intertwining the threads of love, loss, and a timeless connection that spanned centuries. As Chris read through the journal, he discovered the echoes of Maria's pain and the sacrifices she had made for love. The parallels between the historical account and their own love story became undeniable, revealing a cosmic dance that had entwined their destinies across the ages. Armed with the newfound knowledge, Chris confronted Maria. The spectral figure, standing before him with a mixture of sorrow and love, confirmed the tragic tale woven into the fabric of their shared existence. She explained that their connection was a bridge between two eras, a cosmic anomaly that had allowed love to persist beyond the boundaries of mortality. As the realization settled in, Chris grappled with the weight of their shared history. The spectral romance, once a source of enchantment, now carried the burden of a tragic legacy. Yet, instead of succumbing to despair, Chris and Maria chose to cherish the love that defied the constraints of time. Their journey continued, a dance between the past and the present, as they navigated the complexities of their spectral romance. Chris, armed with the knowledge of Maria's historical pain, became a source of solace and understanding, forging a connection that transcended the limitations of mortality. In the quiet moments when the modern world faded away, Chris and Maria reveled in the beauty of their spectral romance, a love story that echoed through the corridors of time. As they walked hand in hand, the echoes of the 19th century blended with the sounds of the present, creating a symphony of love that defied the boundaries of life and death. Julia, an art history student with a passion for the past, found herself entangled in a spectral love story that blurred the lines between the living and the dead. It all began when she swiped right on Samuel's profile, a vintage photograph capturing the essence of a dapper gentleman from the Victorian era. Unbeknownst to Julia, this digital connection would lead to a series of extraordinary dates that transcended the boundaries of time. Their conversations started with polite exchanges, but as Julia delved into Samuel's history, she discovered a fascinating twist. He was a ghost, a spirit photographer from the Victorian era who had found a way to traverse the realms between life and death. Intrigued by the mysterious connection, Julia agreed to meet Samuel for a date that would take her on a journey beyond the ordinary. Their first rendezvous was at an old photography studio, untouched by time and hidden in the heart of the city. Samuel, a spectral figure dressed in Victorian attire, greeted Julia with a chivalrous bow. As they explored the studio together, he shared the secrets of his ethereal existence. Samuel, in life, had been a photographer fascinated by the afterlife, and in death, he had discovered a way to capture glimpses of the spirit world through his vintage photographs. With a sense of curiosity and excitement, Julia agreed to be part of Samuel's unique art form. The vintage camera, seemingly untouched by the passage of time, clicked to life as Samuel captured images that transcended the limits of the visible spectrum. Through his lens, Julia glimpsed otherworldly landscapes, ethereal figures, and hidden realms that coexisted with the tangible reality. As their dates continued, Julia and Samuel explored forgotten corners of the city, capturing moments that blended the past and the present. Each photograph told a story, a spirit lingering in an old library, a ghostly figure wandering through a deserted park, and a spectral ballroom where the echoes of laughter and music resonated through time. The vintage photographs, imbued with Samuel's supernatural abilities, became portals to hidden realms. Julia found herself captivated by the beauty and mystery of the afterlife, experiencing a connection with spirits that existed beyond the veil separating the living from the dead. Yet, as their spectral adventures unfolded, Julia began to sense a sadness in Samuel's eyes. In a moment of vulnerability, he revealed the limitations of his existence, a yearning for a connection with the living that went beyond the fleeting moments captured in his vintage photographs. Determined to bring solace to Samuel's spectral soul, Julia embarked on a quest to understand the intricacies of the afterlife. She sought guidance from mediums, delved into ancient texts, and explored the mysteries of the spirit world. Through her journey, Julia uncovered the existence of a ritual that could temporarily bridge the gap between the living and the dead. With newfound knowledge, Julia approached Samuel with the idea of the ritual. Together, they embarked on a journey to a sacred site where the boundary between realms was said to be thin. As the ritual unfolded, Julia and Samuel felt a profound connection, transcending the limitations of their respective existences. In a moment of sublime unity, Samuel's spectral form gained a tangible presence. He and Julia stood together, the living and the ghost, bound by a love that surpassed the boundaries of time and mortality. The vintage camera clicked once more, capturing the extraordinary moment as a testament to the enduring power of their connection. However, as the ritual concluded, Samuel's spectral form began to fade. With a bittersweet smile, he expressed gratitude for the moments shared with Julia and the temporary respite from the confines of the afterlife. As he vanished, leaving behind the vintage photographs that documented their spectral romance, Julia felt a mix of sorrow and fulfillment. In the aftermath, Julia cherished the vintage photographs that captured the ephemeral beauty of their love. The spectral journey had left an indelible mark on her heart, a reminder that love could transcend the boundaries of time and mortality. Samuel's ghostly presence, though fleeting, became a cherished memory, and the vintage photographs became a tangible testament to a love that defied the limitations of the living and the dead. Liam, a compassionate soul with a penchant for helping others, found himself on an unexpected journey of the supernatural when he swiped right on Lily's profile. Her photo, captured in a soft glow, hinted at a story beyond the ordinary. Unbeknownst to Liam, he was about to embark on a ghostly reunion that would test the boundaries of the living and the dead. Their conversations began innocently, filled with shared interests and the light-hearted banter typical of online dating. However, as Lily opened up about her past, Liam discovered the tragic circumstances that had led to her untimely demise. Lily, it seemed, was a spirit seeking closure after a fatal accident that had left her lingering in the realm between life and death. Driven by empathy and a desire to help, Liam agreed to meet Lily at the location of the accident, a place that held the key to unlocking the mysteries of her unresolved existence. As he stood at the designated spot, the air became charged with an eerie energy. Lily's ghostly figure materialized before him, a presence both ethereal and haunting. Together, they revisited the scene of Lily's death, the memories of that fateful day lingering in the air. As they walked through the spaces where life had once thrived, Lily recounted the details of the accident that had torn her away from the world of the living. Liam, a silent companion in this spectral journey, listened with a mixture of sympathy and understanding. As Lily relived the moments leading to her tragic end, a profound realization dawned on both of them. Lily, trapped in the anguish of her untimely departure, longed to say goodbye to her loved ones and find closure. Liam, guided by a sense of duty and compassion, vowed to help her navigate the path to peace. Their journey took them to places significant in Lily's life, her childhood home, a favorite park, and the quiet corner cafe where she had spent countless afternoons. Though invisible to the living, Lily's presence lingered in the spaces she had once inhabited, and through Liam's guidance, she experienced a sense of closure that had eluded her in the afterlife. One by one, Lily said her goodbyes, a whispered farewell to her grieving family, a lingering gaze at the playground where she had laughed as a child, and a final embrace in the cafe where she had once found solace. As the moments unfolded, the weight that had bound Lily to the earthly realm began to lift. In a quiet alley where Lily had shared stolen kisses with a past love, she turned to Liam with gratitude in her translucent eyes. With a serene smile, she expressed her appreciation for the solace he had provided. In that moment, as the spectral wind rustled through the alley, Lily's form began to dissipate, leaving behind a sense of peace and closure. Liam, standing alone in the alley, felt a mix of emotions, a bittersweet sadness and a profound sense of accomplishment. The ghostly reunion had become a transformative experience, a testament to the enduring power of compassion and the ability of the living to aid those trapped in the limbo between life and death. As the days passed, Liam carried the memory of the ghostly reunion with him. The lessons learned and the bond forged in the spectral journey became a part of his own narrative. Lily, once a lost soul seeking closure, had found peace through the unexpected connection with a compassionate stranger. In the quiet moments of reflection, Liam felt a sense of fulfillment knowing that he had played a role in helping Lily cross over. The ghostly reunion, though tinged with sadness, became a poignant reminder that even in the realm of the supernatural, the power of human empathy could transcend the boundaries that separated the living from the dead.